16 fighting machines. In a fearsome knockout competition, last week the swarm was scattered while the alien was begrudgingly sent back to its home world. Fury and Biteforce stamping their place in the finals. Who will join them this week? Find out in Robot Rumble. Welcome to Robot Rumble, the show where falling down the pit of oblivion is considered a good way to go out. Last week, 4 machines came and saw, but only 2 came away as conquerors. Tonight, 4 more machines enter the RumbleZone. Let's meet those metal-munching machines. From Florida, Witch Doctor. You would think that coming third in the last tournament would signal the fact that you're onto a good design, especially when the only thing that defeated you last time out was poor driving and the pit of oblivion. Not with Witch Doctor, who have conjured up a completely new design since the pilot event. Now with a protective exoskeleton and an even bigger spinner, they hope to reach the final this time around. From Brazil, Minotaur. The bull from Brazil won the 5-bot Rumble in the pilot event and is back this year to have a real run at the title. Beware of the drum when the death hum begins to sound, but remember, with that flat top we've seen that Minotaur has been vulnerable to axes in the past. From Manchester, the Spider. Robot Rumble welcomes its first ever Walkerbot, a magnificent design to look at, but it's top heavy, has no real offensive weaponry, and has no self-righting mechanism. Are they mad? From Leeds, Storm Force. With no active weapons, you'd be forgiven for thinking this sleek black machine would be a pushover. The push, however, will be all Storm Force, as those 4 wheels will help give them the traction on the arena floor to shove competitors around, and hopefully for them, dominate fights. So, those are our machines, and these are our first fights. Minotaur taking on the Battle Spider, but first, Storm Force goes head to head with our 4th seed, Witch Doctor.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we go with the first fight of Group B, the pusher of Storm Force against the newly rebuilt Witch Doctor. Looking very sleek and fine. I would say an improvement over the old design, at least in terms of looks. Will they be able to do better competitively as the 2 machines push each other together in this corner? Storm Force looking to escape. Being rammed into here by Witch Doctor, and oh, a wheel's come off. A wheel has come off Storm Force, and that will greatly reduce their pushability. 3 wheels on that wagon, but they're still rolling along here as Witch Doctor pushing. And it's been quite the fight so far. Lots of pushing, lots of tiles squealing. Maybe not a lot of action. It's all mainly going on down in this corner. Oh, and there goes the other wheel. Witch Doctor just ramming it off. What have they stuck that on with? Sticky tape? Now Storm Force has only got 2 wheels. And you would think that they're not the pusher they were now. No active weaponry, so they can't really score damage points on their opponents. They're looking purely to push them into that pit of oblivion. But at the moment, Witch Doctor on top. Both machines dancing around each other. And now Witch Doctor is pushing Storm Force here, and you can see that the 4 wheels of Witch Doctor are helping them push Storm Force towards that pit. And Storm Force are in!
Cease.
Well, there was a heave-ho push there. And in they go. Witch Doctor following them as well. Witch Doctor off to a flyer. 3 points on the board immediately. Next up, the bull from Brazil meets the spider from Manchester.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So here we go, the first ever walker in Robot Rumble history. Look at him go, crawling across the arena, but Minotaur already in on the attack, ramming the Spider into the corner. And I think it's going to be a tricky match, this one, for the Spider newcomers against Minotaur, who won the Rumble in the pilot event. Go and check that out if you haven't already. Oh, and a top panel, though, has come off Minotaur. Huge damage here from the underdog, the newcomers, the Walker. Look, they got hooked, and then they just pulled the top panel off. I said it was a weakness in the introductions. But Minotaur now, oh, Spider's gone in. Wow, would you look at that? The hook caused damage, but it let Minotaur throw them in.
Cease.
Look at the Spider wiggling. Minotaur picking up the 3 points, but they did have a scare there from the Spider. They'll need to improve upon that as the two winners from round 1 go head-to-head in a titanic clash here on Robot Rumble.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So both of these machines have pedigree, have caused damage, have got 3 points so far in this Group B of Robot Rumble, and Minotaur strikes first here, pulling the back panel off Witch Doctor. Huge damage there from the Brazilian here against the Florida team of Witch Doctor, who can't seem to get their disc in right now, their vertical disc. And now Minotaur in on the side, attacking those wheels, and throwing that piece of Witch Doctor armor out of the arena. Minotaur not in a mood to mess around, it would seem, as the two machines push together. Oh, but there is some massive damage. That top panel yet again, off it goes. I don't think it was even the disc of Witch Doctor that did that. I think it was just the pure brute force. It shows how hard Witch Doctor is. They've caused damage in their last 2 fights by just using the pure ramming brute force, as Minotaur now using their own brute force. The bull on the charge here, and Witch Doctor is in all kinds of trouble, trying to fight here, but their control seems limited. They're struggling to turn, and Minotaur is just zipping around here, and they've pushed Witch Doctor in.
Cease.
Witch Doctor presented themselves side on, and in came Minotaur with a huge slam. A massive win from Minotaur, who are in the pole position to qualify for the finals. Next up, a battle of the bottom 2 as the Spider takes on Stormforce.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So it's win or go home, really, for these two machines. Whoever wins will still have a place, possibly in the finals. The other machine will be going home, and at the moment it's looking like Stormforce, although a wheel has come off. And then oh, both wheels have come off. Well, the Spider caused damage to Minotaur in the first fight, and they've done the same here. Look at that, they've clawed the wheel off of Stormforce. And look, they did it again just here. The Spider causing damage here in Robot Rumble, something I did not expect going into this group, this heat of Robot Rumble. And Stormforce looking a little bit all over the place. They're a bit stuck. They've gotten out. And now they've got to recover those points they've lost to the Spider, who've obviously got those damaged points. Oh, almost near the pit there. Shoving the Spider around, and over they go. Well, Stormforce pushed, and over went the Spider, who I said was top heavy, caught on the lip of that square and shoved over. And on comes the countdown clock. How have they done that? They've turned themselves top side round.
Cease.
Oh, the spider's scrabbling. Stormforce managing to pick up the win, meaning that they must win against Minotaur, while hoping that the spider can beat Witch Doctor, which does seem a little bit slim to me.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we go, the spider against Witch Doctor, who's straight in on the attack. And are actually stuck. Witch Doctor, are we okay? Yeah, they're alive. Oof, I thought for a second Witch Doctor had slammed in and broken down, but they're on top here, and the spider has actually got itself caught in the front wedge of Witch Doctor, looking to cause some damage to those Witch Doctor front panels, as the two now tangle in that bottom right corner patrol zone. The spider on his walk, on his jollies. Witch Doctor just waiting for the spider to come to him. Come into my parlour, said Witch Doctor to the spider. Not sure how that goes. But Witch Doctor at the moment playing with its food. Trying to come up with a spell. Most spells have spiders involved, don't they? And the spider is still putting up a fight here, surprisingly. I thought this robot would be a bit rubbish. They've not been bad. They've caused damage to their two previous opponents. Not done anything to Witch Doctor just yet, but they're causing trouble. Witch Doctor just can't seem to finish them off. And actually, Witch Doctor are caught there on the arena floor. They've gotten away. Caught again. See, the spider doesn't have these problems. He can just walk over them at the moment. Stomping on the Witch Doctor. Not something I thought I would commentate on in all my years, the spider attacking the Witch Doctor. But that is the kind of craziness we get here on Robot Rumble. As Witch Doctor dancing around the spider. Come on! Cause some damage, someone. Flip someone over, I don't know, do something. Oh, and they push it to the corner, and over goes the spider. Well, there was the slam I was calling out for. The Witch Doctor hearing my words and pushing over spider. And here it is in super slow motion. And surely the countdown now on the spider, who have turned themselves up and over. Here is the countdown. The spider, look at that, look at the articulation. Ever so well put together, but going home with no points.
Cease.
Welp, with Witch Doctor picking up the 3 points, it means that Stormforce have no way of qualifying, meaning this final match is all for pride.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So, Stormforce playing for pride, Minotaur looking to be the first robot in Robot Rumble history to pick up all 3 points in a group stage. And they're pushing here, Stormforce towards the... Oh, they're in the pit. Well, I was only doing my opening spiel at the start of the fight. I was expecting this to be a titanic tussle, and Stormforce just didn't really care. They knew they were already out, and Minotaur have pushed them into the pit.
Cease.
Oh, and then Minotaur have driven in. What a mess. So my wheel came off, but not my spare wheel. The whole bottom came off. I noticed when I went in the pit, this wheel had come out, and I was like, wait a minute. So you utterly annihilated me there. So, there a bit of context. The bottom completely falling off of Stormforce as they go out with a whimper. Witch Doctor and the very impressive looking Minotaur go through to the finals. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Robot Rumble. Goodbye.